Space exploration was once purely the domain of government agencies. First, the United States and the Soviet Union, later Russia, raced to put a human being on the moon via history. Later, other countries entered the mix. As World Population Review outlines, more than 12 countries have space programs today, many of which are capable of launch, and a smaller subset are working together on ambitious projects like the International Space Station. But today, the domain of space is no longer only attainable by governments. Commercial entities regularly launch satellites, the Washington Post notes, and a few companies have set their sights on space exploration rivaling that of NASA. In recent years, SpaceX and Blue Origin, each companies owned by wealthy businessmen, have cracked through the highest of earthly ceilings to reach for the stars. The recent success of both SpaceX and Blue Origin are only the latest events in an ongoing commercial space race that is aiming for space tourism, a return to the moon, and missions to Mars and beyond. The question is, who's winning? Well, we are here to answer. So guys, in today's video, we will be talking about SpaceX and Blue Origin flight for space. Without further ado, let's begin. Subscribe for latest updates about tech industry. The future is now. The founding of Blue Origin. If we want to search for a starting line for the modern commercial space race, we'd likely find it at the turn of the century with the founding of Blue Origin. Former Amazon CEO and one of the richest humans, Jeff Bezos, created the company in 2000 with the aim of making space travel more affordable and accessible for a larger, albeit still small and incredibly wealthy, portion of humanity. As Ars Technica explains, single-use launch systems are one of the reasons traveling beyond Earth's atmosphere is so expensive, and Blue Origin set out to create reusable rockets in hope of reducing the overall cost. The first 15 years of the company's existence were shrouded in secrecy while Jeff Bezos and team developed their technologies, but recent years have seen the company emerge from the shadows with a slate of successful launches. The founding of SpaceX. Almost on the heels of Blue Origin, SpaceX was founded by Elon Musk in 2002, according to Britannica. Musk has made a name for himself as the face of various technology companies including Tesla, PayPal, and The Boring Company, in addition to SpaceX. It's even been rumored that Musk was the inspiration for Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Tony Stark. Like Jeff Bezos, Musk created SpaceX with the goal of making space travel more affordable through innovations like reusable rockets via Investopedia. Unlike Bezos, Musk has made no attempt to hide his loftier goals, namely that of colonizing Mars as quickly as possible. First launch of the Falcon 9. Only 4 years after the founding of SpaceX, the company completed its first test flights of the Falcon 1. That flight ended in failure when a fuel leak led to a fire which caused the craft to fail. After 2 more failed test flights, the Falcon 1 finally made its way into orbit in 2008. This successful flight served as a proof of concept of SpaceX's flight capabilities, and Falcon 1 was quickly retired in favor of the company's true workhorse, the Falcon 9. Both rockets, in addition to the Falcon Heavy, take their names from the Millennium Falcon of Star Wars fame, as Spaceflight Now notes. The numerical designator in the name refers to the 9 Merlin engines, which power the rocket's first stage. SpaceX becomes the first private company to fly to the ISS. In May of 2012, a little more than 2 years after the first launch of the Falcon 9, it lifted off from the Space Launch Complex 40 in Cape Canaveral, carrying its Dragon capsule to the International Space Station. The mission marked a historic first in commercial spaceflight when the Dragon spacecraft became the first private crew to ever connect with the ISS. While it was capable of carrying more than 7,000 pounds of cargo, the first mission ferried only 1,200 pounds, consisting mostly of food and clothes for orbiting astronauts, as well as experiments designed by students. After reaching orbit, the Dragon took a meandering 3-day journey to the station, intended to ensure that all systems were working correctly and safely, and that the crew on board the station could communicate with it before docking. Blue Origin's first test flight of the new SHEPARD. On April 29, 2015, after 15 years of near total secrecy, Blue Origin launched its new SHEPARD rocket from its launch site in Texas. The rocket, named after the first American to go to space, Alan Shepard, flew to a height of 307 feet, and the flight went on nearly flawlessly, with one major hitch. The rocket's propulsion module was lost due to a loss of pressure in the hydraulic system. This, in and of itself, is not usually seen as failure. To that point, propulsion systems had not typically been recovered, but Blue Origin set a goal of reusability in their design and fully intended to recover the propulsion module. The birth of reusable rockets. It didn't take Blue Origin long to recover from the loss of their propulsion module during the first test flight. In fact, before 2015 was out, they successfully ran another test in which the rocket launched and landed intact back on the ground via EO Patrol. This historic milestone was achieved on November 23, 2015. If you are enjoying the video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos just like this. Blue Origin announces their Blue Moon lunar lander. While Blue Origin has so far kept their ambitions close to Earth, focusing primarily on suborbital flights, they're looking to loftier ground. In 2019, Jeff Bezos revealed a lunar lander called Blue Moon, which the company had been developing for 3 years at that point. The craft was displayed via full-scale mock-up on stage with Bezos, and that version of the Blue Moon could be used for uncrewed missions, delivering cargo to lunar rovers or experimental payloads to the lunar surface. An enhanced version that is bigger and has a pressurized compartment could be used for ferrying astronauts during NASA's upcoming Artemis missions. SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft. After the Space Shuttle program was shuttered in 2011, following the completion of the International Space Station, the United States lost the ability to launch astronauts from US soil. At that point, all crew launches lifted off from Russia on the Soyuz spacecraft. One of NASA's primary goals in the intervening years was to return launch capabilities to the United States, and that goal was accomplished in 2020 with the successful flight of Demo 2. The highly publicized flight took place after Demo 1, which was uncrewed but successfully docked with the International Space Station. Successful test flight and landing of Starship. SpaceX's Starship spacecraft is a next-generation spaceship intended to carry humans to the Moon, Mars, and elsewhere in the solar system on the back of their super heavy rockets. Much like the reusable Falcon 9 rockets, Starship is designed to launch and have a soft landing on the ground. It does this in a unique way, by rotating so that it's falling while horizontal, before reorienting for a vertical landing. Tests of Starship have been riddled with failure as SpaceX attempted to fine-tune the landing sequence and several ships were destroyed in the process. So guys, let me know down in the comments section below, which space company will be on top by the end of this year. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video!